Yo, it's your boy Deezy, man. You already know it's not about the setback. It's about the get back. I want to appreciate everyone that's became a member, that subscribed to the channel, and that watches the channel. I appreciate y'all. If you haven't already, hit that notification bell. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time we go live. I appreciate all of y'all that be rocking with me, and I hope y'all continue to rock with me. SBGB TV fam, man, what's cracking? You know, I appreciate all y'all that be rocking with the bull. And that's a fact, man. If you haven't already, smash that like button, hit that like button, share the live. You know, I appreciate y'all. Big facts. And we gonna go into some, good detail about the Big U situation. And, we're gonna talk about Durk and his situation. And the bull WACK. What part in the game he plays? And people have to understand, right, that this game that people are out there playing, if you really about that life, you always gonna lose. It's impossible for you to win. And we see all the people that are trying to live by, these so-called codes, they fall victim to the streets. The ones that are pretending to live by these codes, those are the ones that you see still out there acting. People have to understand that WACK100 is an actor. He's a straight actor. He's a person that is portraying to be something that he isn't. And he's getting these dudes caught up, lining them up, and they falling for it every single time, right? This is the type of individual he is. If he was out there really living, the life that he portrays and that he acts in this hardcore gangster, I'm going to do something to you, I'm going to get your mom touched, and I'm going to get this done and that done, he would be locked up, right? But it's all a facade to get the, so-called street people wrapped up and lined up when he's not living that life at all. He's not into that. He's portraying. He once hung around these dudes that, are in the streets and, actively doing different things. So he has insight of what's going on. And he's able to manipulate people to trick themselves out of position, out of, the streets. Big U was one of the people that ran WACK, right? And we see Big U had the pressure on WACK. WACK was scared of Big U. And this is a fact. He gets on the internet and portrays to be this, big gangster that is like that. He's a follower. And I'm just going to be real. He's one of the guys that, hung around the people that was like that. And he got up under them, got information, and figured out how to act like them. Straight up. He figured out how to act like them. And this is what people have to understand. WACK paid attention to Suge Knight and Big U and created a character from being around them and figured out how to line people up and sees that nobody's going to do anything to him for doing it, right? Because he's not going to come around certain areas to put himself in these situations. He gonna hide. But at the same time, he's getting information and delivering the information to the authorities. People got to understand that WACK is not nowhere near what he says he is. Nowhere. When he gets online and, he's saying, I got this homie that'll do this and do that, it's all an act. It's a facade to mentally play on the people's brain. Because I'm going to tell you, a lot of people that, want to act like they like that and in the street, they get intimidated easily. And this is what people really got to understand. A lot of jokers that act like they are so tough and they are like that, they get intimidated easy. And I seen this, a lot in the streets and in jail. It's certain people that can talk a good game and scare people. And WACK is one of those type of individuals. He knows how to use certain type of lingo to make you think that he gonna do certain things, but he's not at all. And he's not gonna, show up nowhere. He's not gonna do that. But now listen, at one point in time, when he was around Suge and Big U, they was gonna show up. So WACK was the type of person that if he's running behind something and holding somebody's coattail, yes, he gonna pull up with him. So it make it look good. But nobody can ever tell you that WACK pulled up on him by themselves and that he was on that by himself. He always pulled up with other people. This is the type of individual he is. The manipulation game. Now, Suge's in jail, Big U's in jail. You hear like a different type of WACK because now he's going at the people that he actually looked up to, right? You hear him talk about Suge like a dog. You hear him talk about Big U like a dog. But the whole time, WACK is telling. The whole time, WACK is cooperating with the authorities. This is his whole game. Straight up. And people got to understand that WACK is Fufafi. This is the type of character he is. But, he has some of them people on the podcast fooled, right? And mainly the No Jumper podcast. They are fooled by the voice of how WACK delivers. But in all actuality, WACK's not going to do nothing to none of them at all. He's not going to pull up. He's not. But the people that he, feels that is fear coming from them, that they scared, he's going to press the line on them. And I want to tell you, it's just like with the dog, right? If a dog senses that you are scared, they're going to press the line harder. But if they see that you got a stick and you ready to bust them in the head with it, they going to take off running. It's the same thing with WACK. This is what he's doing to people. And this is what people got to understand. He's going to bark and see who's going to fear the bark. If you fear the bark, he's going to manipulate it to you and make you think like he's on that. But he's really not on that because he don't want the smoke. If you come back at him, he's going to do backdoor stuff to snake you. This is the game that he playing. And people got to understand this. Big U sensed, WACK was working with them people, right? He found out, hey, listen, dude is working. Facts. He running around, lining people up. He acting like a gangster, but he's not that. You got to remember this, right? Big U and Suge was around WACK a lot. They know WACK is a do boy. All right, we ready to go do this. WACK, like, all right, I'm with it, homie. One of them niggas. WACK is going to follow the orders. But now that he sees that, he got to cooperate with the authorities from him, being around these jokers, because The Fed seen that WACK was the weak link. And people gotta see this. They see that WACK was the weak link. Straight up. I'm just keeping it a buck. WACK was the weak link. And this is who they directed to be able to bring shit down. Out of all the people, WACK was the weakest link and the loudest mouth. And it's always like that in this game out here in life. The people that are portraying to be so gangster, that are, acting like they like that, those ones got the loudest mouths, right? They're going to get targeted straight up. You got to understand that. I appreciate all y'all, that rock with SBGB TV, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Smashed that like button and hit that subscribe button, man. Straight up. I appreciate y'all. Everybody that rock with SBGB TV, man, Deezy makes sure that he go in for the people, right? And I break it down to let everybody know. And I understand that these guys are not paying attention in the street. This is how they easily manipulated and influenced, right? But the ones that, do pay attention and share the content, man, you got to let everybody know that WACK is playing a different game. He's playing a different type of game. And he's acting. It's all acting. WACK's not on none of that. And I'm going to tell you, right? WACK was acting a little too tough with Aaron the plumber, right? It was all acting. He wasn't going to do nothing to him. WACK ain't going to do nothing to nobody. He's not doing nothing to nobody. He acted a little too tough with Aaron the plumber, and Aaron the plumber pushed the line on him, right? Went to them people, talk about mamas, and pushed the line on him. And the feds told WACK, you got to fall back on this one. Because you can see the different energy from WACK, right? You can see the different energy from WACK. He ain't got that energy with Aaron the plumber no more like he did before. That he gonna do this and do that to him. He ain't got the same energy. You know what I'm saying? It's a different energy out of WACK. That shit that he betrayed, like he went on No Jumper, and we gonna play that in a second, right? He called No Jumper. And when he called No Jumper with a certain energy. It was like he felt like he had a wink leak, and he pushed the line like he was tough like that. Yo, homie, this right here, we gonna do this and we gonna do that. WACK's not gonna do anything, man. It's an image that he's created to make people think that he's something that he's not. He's not like that, man. Because if he was really like that, he would be in jail. And this is what people have to understand. If WACK was really like this, how he portrays, he would be locked up. No, it's all a facade. When he ran around with Suge and Big U, yeah, he was a follower. He was going to do what they said. He was going to jump when they said jump. It's the type of dude he is. Once he started to have to cooperate, you better know that them people instruct WACK to continue to act the way he act, because he has people fooled. And it's a lot of people, especially on the West Coast. I ain't even gonna lie. WACK got the West Coast people and the podcasters on the West Coast fooled. If you a podcaster on the West Coast, WACK got them all fooled. They think that, WACK is this gorilla and, his connections going to do this and do that. He just hasn't ran across the right person. He hasn't ran across the right person. He gets information on these dudes, manipulates them, gets them to think that, he going to do something for them. and then uses the information against them at a later date. Whether he's behind the scenes using it on them, or if he's doing it publicly. You know, once he feel like he lost control of whoever he's, you know, manipulating, this is when he goes public with it. Straight up. Soon as he feel like, all right, I lost control of the nigga. Now I'm going to go public and start talking about the nigga's business. I'm going to talk about this and that and tell everybody what I got on him. If it's a female, male, whatever. But behind the scenes, he tries to do the manipulation to keep people under the thumb. Yo, they got to do this and, you know, my backyard. And it's like a whole bunch of foo-faffy lies. Now, WACK has made his way to manipulating the podcast people. You know, manipulating Aiden Ross. He done manipulated academics. He done manipulated Adam, Vlad. It's all a game. At one point, he was manipulating the rappers. Straight up. At one point, it was him manipulating the rappers. Now the rap game done slowed up. You know, the rap game ain't the same. This is what people got to understand. The rap game ain't the same like it used to be. So now he got to go where the attention's at, right? And the attention is all in the podcasting. Understanding that, man. The attention is all in the podcasting. And this is what people are paying attention to. So his angle, who's the, you know, most popular in the podcast shit? Think about this now. Aiden Ross, streaming. Academics, streaming. Vlad and Adam. Think about this. Anybody that's popular, you know, and he comes to him, you know, like he cool. But the whole time he plotting, you know, trying to get information on him. And once he get information on him, he playing the manipulation game against him. It's the same shit he's doing. And he was doing the same thing in the music game, right? But he wore it out. So nobody want to deal with him because he did it so much. Running around the music industry, playing the manipulation game, acting like, you know, he your peoples, he rock with you, but then turn around, he got this against you. Straight running game. And people got to understand it's all manipulation. That's all he does to the people. And if you pay attention to it, right, he makes sure that, you know, the people that he sees in the light, he get next to them, manipulate them. The people that he see, you know, coming up, he get next to them, manipulate them. And he play them all when it's convenient for him. When it's convenient for him, he gonna play them every single time. Big U thought that, you know, WACK was this so-called gangster. This is why he embraced him. This is why he embraced WACK. You know, this is why WACK is able to get up under certain jokers, because they think that WACK is a gangster. Now, I gotta say this, right? The streets don't love nobody. They don't love nobody. You know, all the ones that think the streets love them, they always end up making them feel it. They don't love nobody at all, man. They don't care about you. They not going to do nothing for you. They only going to take from you, if we being real. And people got to learn the hard way. Now, we know Big U ran around here pressing shit. Check in. He was on that. We see what's going on with him now. Durk running around, putting that work in. We see what's going on with him now. WACK running around behind their coattails. Big U Suge doing whatever they saying. The feds see that WACK the weak link. They crack the link and they start bringing people down. WACK is the link for the feds on the West Coast. I'm telling y'all this right now. WACK100 is the link for the feds on the West Coast. The East Coast is on to him. They already on to him. They're not letting him get next to him. It's the West Coast niggas that's allowing it. I'm just being real. Y'all gotta understand this. WACK is the link for the feds on the West Coast. The East Coast niggas already sensed it. They on to it. WACK can't get to the East Coast niggas. He tries hard. He tries. But they not falling for that shit. They not falling for it, man. They can see, hold up, man. You the only nigga that's out here running around that's playing this tough role that ain't going to jail. Everybody else going to jail. But the West Coast niggas keep falling for it. Now, I know it's some real jokers on the West Coast. Yes. But I got to be real. The West Coast niggas is the only niggas falling for it. You know, the East Coast niggas, they not falling for it. Down South niggas, they not falling for it. Midwest niggas, they not falling for it. It's the West Coast. They all want to be on the TV screen. Straight up. They want to be on the TV screen and don't nobody want to work to get up on the screen. They think that, oh man, I'm going to get next to WACK and I'm going to get the light. And when WACK give them some light, which you got to understand, that's the feds' work. If you think that the feds ain't promoting these podcasts that ain't talking about shit, that ain't on shit, you got to be crazy. The feds is promoting these niggas. This is why these niggas is able to run around and do what they doing. They're being promoted by the government. So if you think about it, it's a Jedi mind trick. The government promotes the people, you know, these platforms so that the people can look at these platforms and see they blowing and they got a lot of traction. Let me go over there. And you only understand that they promoted by the government. The government is putting it right in your face and you gravitating to it. If you pay attention to this shit, right? Pay attention how black people are so eager to go sit down with these white people, right? And talk about street activities. Pay attention to it, right? They're so eager. All right, let me go sit down with these white people and talk about these street activities and what's going on in the neighborhood and what happened over here. But they not going to sit down with a black person and have that conversation. So it's the mind trick, right? They think that it's safe to go sit down and talk with the white people about these certain things, but they're not going to go sit down and talk with no black people because they're going to say, oh, that's telling. But it's okay to go sit down with the white people and talk about it, not understanding that the feds is pushing their content. Come on now. If you saying some real shit on the internet, they not pushing that content. You know, they not going to do that because it's going to enlighten you. If you saying some, you know, shit that's going to keep you down and not elevate you, they going to promote it because they see, okay, people is gravitating to this. Go ahead over there and watch this. Go ahead and want to be a part of this. This is what they doing, man. Everybody else around the country is on to WACK's game, man, except the West Coast. And I'm just being real. They putting, you know, like in the back of their mind, man, all right, it ain't gonna happen to me. It ain't gonna happen to me. WACK ain't gonna be able to get me. But you gotta think about it. They study these Jedi mind tricks and reverse psychology on the people. They study this shit. Nigga want to be on. Somebody want to be something and they don't want to work for it. So send them over here and let them sit on the platform and tell on themselves. And I keep telling people, right? People are on the WACK, but the West Coast ain't on to him yet. No, hell no. Because they put in the back of their mind, he ain't do it to me, not yet. Now, he ain't get you yet, but he gonna get you. Soon as you start dealing with the nigga and surrounding yourself around him, that's his whole goal, is to get you. So you think that it's all good, and WACK has a way to come into these people, right? With the likeness. He does that shit well. But his turn game is ill because he's a certified snake. That's all WACK is a snake. He one of them individuals that is going to snake you some way, shape, or form and then tell you, I didn't snake you. You looking at it like, damn, I see it. But he gonna look you in your face, say, nah, I ain't do that, homie. That wasn't me. And lie on somebody else. Straight manipulation. When people start understanding that the government is pushing these platforms for their business involved with these gangs and these street shit, when they wake up, maybe it's not going to be never with certain people, but the people that do wake up, they're going to remove themselves. The people that don't, all they're going to do is fall into the hole. You understand that the feds will not allow you to lead with violence, but they know that, you know, these so-called street people are intrigued by people that lead with violence. So if they notice, why not put the people in front of you that are acting so that you gravitate to them and you go ahead and bring your violent behaviors over there to make it easy for them to get you. This is what they doing with WACK. They making sure that he's pulling the Jedi mind trick on you, acting as if he's like that, if he gonna do this and do that. So you go over there and you think he's a warrior. But like I said, most people are not like that. So when WACK start running his intimidation tactics on your ass, straight up, you thinking that he like that, he start hollering and shit. What gang member, what street nigga have you seen WACK pull up and throw hands with by himself? Not one. Not one. You ain't seen WACK pull up and throw no fades with none of the people that been asking for fades. The people that WACK see really on it, he gonna line you up. He gonna try to get you to engage and line you up. It's the same thing he doing. Now, we see Big U. He was out here, he was on that shit. He was on that gangster shit. Now, the feds got him, right? And they playing mind games with him. And I'm gonna tell y'all this how they do, man. I know somebody that they did it to, you feel me? They play these games. When you get caught up in the legal system and you get caught up with the federal government, they run the country. So when I see all these niggas, you know, acting like they tough and they gang banging and they street this and I'ma pop this, what happened to them mentally is they took out of their mind, or maybe they never knew that the federal government runs the country. Niggas in the gangs don't run shit. Niggas in the street don't run shit. The federal government runs the country. So when they get you trapped up in their system, they do what they want with you. Yes, there are legal, you know, processes and your due process that they tell us we supposed to have, right? But you gotta understand, and it's millions of people locked up. You think that they gonna abide by people's due process all over the world? Now, when you hire an attorney, right? Your attorney is gonna fight for you different because you paid him. That's if he's not in bed with the prosecutors, right? Because they're all attorneys. They all work together. But when you get a public defender, do you understand that when you locked up and you can't have no control and you got to deal with a public defender, they're going to do what they want to do with you. They're going to do what they want to do with you. They might not provide you information. They might keep this from you, that from you. It's designed for them to have the advantage. It's a Jedi mind trick, a manipulation to make you feel like the world is fair. You got due process. You don't got this shit when they don't want you to have it. When they want to hide you under a rock and not let you, do what you, supposed to do legally, they gonna play a different game. Straight up. They gonna play a different game. And this is what we seeing with Big U and Lil Durk. You gotta understand this, right? They playing dirty. Durk got an attorney and they playing dirty with him. Big U got a PD. Oh man, you better know that they doing whatever they want with Big U, man. And we gonna read the documents in a minute, right? I'm gonna go over the documents. Big U submitted something to the court because they playing games with him, right? They all know that they can do what they want when they got you. WACK100 line Big U up. It's a lot of information that they used in order to get Big U, right? You got a right to front your accuser. You got a right to see the evidence against you. These is your rights. They playing games with Big U because they got him now. But people don't understand that when you out there playing this gangster role, this is what happens. It ain't no fair process now. They let you run around and be this gangster in the street, but when they grab you, ain't nothing fair about the process. They gonna do what they want with you. But these are the things that people don't understand. They don't understand this, man. Big U thought he was gonna run around and be this gangster, do what he want, and wasn't nothing gonna happen. Yeah, if I don't do this, I ain't got nothing to worry about. If I stay away from this, I ain't got nothing to worry about. I'll go in and fight the case. But nobody out there in the street is thinking that when you get locked up, now they gonna fight you and make sure that it ain't fair. You don't have no advantage. Durk been in the hole for months. He was out here living his best life. He wasn't thinking that they was going to get the advantage on him. And he got an attorney. What they going to do? They're going to play the game different. They're going to play the game different. They start thinking about you out here deleting people, taking people's lives and shit like that. And they start playing unfair, man. They start playing unfair. We so trapped up in the music. We so trapped up in the music, not understanding that these people are playing the game their way. There is no fair. Straight up. We sat here and see WACK running around the internet playing this tough guy role like he like that. He's the biggest gangster on the internet. WACK is not like that, man. It's all manipulation. It's all manipulation, man. People that are gangsters and that they own that, they go to jail or they get popped. WACK ain't been to jail or he ain't been popped. Nothing. It doesn't work like that, man. And I wish people would understand that, you know. But he got the West Coast fooled. You know what I mean? I'm sure some people on the West Coast that WACK doesn't have food. Yes, I understand that. But the spaces in the entertainment game, which this is how we visualize areas and situations from what we see. No, we not going to see everything on the block except certain things that these people put up there, right? No, we not going to see that. But the shit that, you know, we see, which most people are intrigued by entertainment, television. This is what everybody's watching. YouTube, music, that's what they listening to. If they got a person like WACK targeting these areas and everybody that wants to be a part of these areas gravitate to certain people and situations to try to get in these areas, what you think WACK gonna do? He gonna do his job. I'm telling y'all, WACK is a 137 informant. The ball is getting these jokers left and right. And he gonna continue to get them because you got those people that want to be on screen, that don't want to put their own work in. They want to go to no jumper. Like the niggas like Sporty Face and Joe Rogan, them type of niggas, they run the WACK so they can get the boost. If you see it, they set it up that way. Straight up. WACK said he didn't know the nigga DC Baby Draco, nigga. He didn't know Sporty Face. He met these niggas the same time and brought them straight together and sat down in the middle of these niggas. Don't know either one of them. All right, let me sit down. Hold up. The feds know that WACK is willing to take a risk and sit in the middle of some situations to get the information. Straight up. They know this shit. This is why they keep sending him on these missions. And then he get the people, and after he get them, they want to holler out that WACK is the police, right? So think about this, right? Big U, he want to tell everybody that WACK is the police, right? What they do, they put him in isolation. They play with his paperwork. They make sure that he don't get the paperwork that he's supposed to get. They play with his discovery. Now, I'm a person that been through where the attorneys play with your discovery. I experienced it personally. Where they play with your discovery. They don't want to give you your paperwork. I know how that feels. And they did it to me on the street. So just imagine when somebody is locked up, right? And they don't want to give them the paperwork to fight for their case. Come on now, ain't nothing you can do. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Call this person and that person, and then they trying to call the jails, and you can't contact this person, that person. It's all a game. It's all a game, man. Big U and Lil Durk, they learning the hard way. Think about this now. I want y'all to understand this, right? When the feds lose certain cases, this is what makes them handle other cases a different way. So they might know that, all right, if we get this information out there, it's going to mess with our informant. We can't let everybody see this because it's going to mess with our informant, right? So we got to make sure that we keep certain things out the light. We got to make sure we play with this and mentally play with that. They gonna play with Big U's paperwork and his discovery until right before he go to trial. So it's so much information in there, you ain't got time to prepare. You don't know this, you don't get to look at that. And you like, all right, I'm ready to go. I'm about to read this paperwork that Big U submitted in a second and let y'all hear it for yourself, right? Straight up. I'm going to let y'all hear it for yourself. They playing dirty with Big U. They playing dirty with Lil Durk. They playing dirty with these jokers. But this is something that niggas on the street don't prepare for. When you out here running and you out here playing in the streets and you acting like you on that, these niggas don't prepare for this part. This is the part that nobody prepares for. The same way as death. Nobody prepare for death. Nah, it is what it is. The street niggas, they don't prepare for this part of the life that they live in. They living like gangsters though, you know? But this is what gangsters go through. You get locked up. They play with your legal work. They put you in isolation. You in their game now. Straight up. It's their game. Manipulation, man. And people got to understand that. They got to understand that. WACK is working with the authorities, man. He working with the authorities, man. And he working with them heavy. 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 Straight up. They know that they can count on getting information from WACK. If WACK see Aiden Ross, Academics, Vlad, or Adam doing anything wrong, he's going to report it to the feds. He's going to report that. He's going to make sure that the feds know the information. He done played the brother card on so many individuals. That's the main thing he say. You my brother. You my brother this. Now, you know, he be playing it on them. Aiden Ross is his brother. Academics is his brother. Adam, Vlad, they all his brothers now. Until he want to line them up. Hey, but he has a way of getting information to the government, backdooring these people. So, you know, you got to really think about it like this, right? The government has played with a whole bunch of snitches in life, right? So you don't think that they made sure that they found a way to keep the snitches out of certain situations, out of the paperwork? WACK talk about ain't no paperwork. There's never gonna be no paperwork on WACK. Straight up. There's never gonna be no paperwork on WACK because they do this purposely. WACK does it in your face. That's the paperwork. He tell you he don't care when he get mad. He not playing by the rules. WACK will line your ass up. The people not gonna put WACK on the paperwork because WACK is gonna direct them. Yo, this is over here. They doing it like this. So WACK will put the whole play together for them people, get you online to incriminate yourself. They know what you're doing here, what you're doing there. They know everything. So when the people move in, they already know the information that WACK told them, the information you told WACK, and then what you putting out there on the internet. So it's like they don't need WACK. You said this to WACK, and then bam, you did this. All right, here. So if they can let WACK continue to work that way right there, why wouldn't they? Because they know once we get WACK on the paperwork, and somebody realizes that WACK is on this paperwork, he can't do nothing for us. WACK is valuable to them by never being on no paperwork. He's super valuable to the government because he can go where they can't go. WACK is like the camera for the FBI. Straight up. WACK is like the camera for the FBI. You know how a nigga run around with a camera, filming everything? He is the camera. He goes around, infiltrates different people, boop, and gives them the information. It's easy for him because people embrace him because they think that he's a gangster. They think that he's on that. He done managed game before. He done been around Suge. He done been around Big U. It's still people fooled by the image. So this is how he gets them. They fool. They think WACK is somebody that he's not. WACK is not who he portrays to be whatsoever. And I'm telling you this for a fact. He is the people. People keep getting out there thinking that, you know, WACK is like this and, you know, WACK is like that. No. WACK gonna line your ass up. You get around there playing with WACK, he gonna line you up, man. Especially if you in the street. All the East Coast people see who WACK is. I'm just telling y'all this right now. It's the West Coast people, you know, that are confused. Straight up. In academics, he's not an East Coast person. Academics is from Jamaica. He ain't no East Coast person. You know, he found his way, you know, on the internet, podcasting, YouTube. Yeah, he's not an East Coast person. Academics is from Jamaica. Straight up. So he can manipulate him. You know what I'm saying? He can manipulate him. You know, they want to be a part of something anyway. You know, it's certain people that are not even going to surround themselves around WACK because they don't even want that energy. I don't even want that energy around me. I don't even want none of that. But you know, you got the people like, you know, acting them, they want that energy around them. That's what they want around them because they want to be a part of something. They want to feel like it's a team. That team shit is always going to be a snake in the team. Always. It's always going to be a jealous individual. If you think that WACK ain't jealous of these people that are in position, you tripping. Straight up. If you think that WACK is not jealous of the people that are doing podcasts and they really got a foundation, you tripping. Damn right he's jealous of them. He jealous of Aiden. He jealous of academics. He jealous of Adam. He jealous of Vlad. He jealous of these jokers, man. Because they got their own platforms and shit set up. They got shit going on. So of course, you know, he wish he had it, but he got a mission. He got a mission, man. And he getting these bulls every single time. You know, the West Coast, you know, people are known for music out there and entertainment. So they want to be a part of that. It's people that look up to that. Man, I wish I was a actress. I wish I was a artist. I wish I was, you know, and now podcasting is so heavy. They want to be a part of the podcast shit. They got WACK out there lining these people up left and right, man. Yeah. but he playing like he's a gangster. Come on now. Come on now. And you know, I'm gonna let y'all hear this joint right here, right? Let me get this joint up here. Hold up. Smash that like button if you haven't hit that like button yet, man. Hit that subscribe button, man. Shout out to all y'all, man, that be rocking with SBGB TV, man. You know, man, I appreciate y'all. It's like I be breaking it down so that people can understand that, man. You know, for the ones that don't understand it. So I try to like break it down all the way so people can understand this shit. WACK ain't right, man. Nah, he ain't right at all. Not one bit. You know, not one bit. Smash that like button, man, and hit that subscribe button. And when I want y'all to listen to this, though, right? I want y'all to listen to this. And when y'all listen to this, just listen to WACK's talk. This is on a live show. You know, the way that WACK is talking on this live show, it lets you know that he's the police, man. It lets you know. But I gotta say this, right? Our people, you know, are easily influenced. So when they see WACK acting like this, they think WACK is a gangster. But the real people that are like that know that this is not how gangsters talk. This is not how gangsters move. You can't do this publicly. If you on that, you can't be publicly saying, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. This shit is all to keep these people gravitating to WACK. So they think that he's some gangster, that he's not. You know, all this shit is foo-fafi, man. WACK got Big U, man. You know, Big U was his homie at one time, right? But you got to think about this, right? Big U ran with WACK, and WACK knows that Big U will run the pressure on the nigga. He know that because he been around him. He know Big U gonna run the pressure on the nigga. WACK playing the game as if you come at him, I'm gonna send you to jail. Yeah, if he know that you like that, if you a real live hitter, you going to jail fucking with WACK. I'm just telling you like that right now. Straight up. But this is why I say, right? And I gotta be real. WACK would never survive living on the East Coast. Never. It would be impossible for him to survive. I don't care what, you know, agencies working with, how many people, you know, he say he got around him. There would be no way for you to be going to a certain location acting as if, you know, you could pull up here and nobody don't try you. Nobody don't test your chin. Nobody. But on the West Coast, he's able to do this shit. You know, and I understand, you know, people say people are not going to crash out. But I'm just being real. On the East Coast, somebody would have crashed out. Somewhere along the line. They would have crashed out for the simple fact that he's antagonizing everybody. And he's playing this shit. You know, maybe it's, you know, this side got the I don't care attitude. You know, maybe the West Coast has a side of them where they care. Man, I care about certain things. And that's understanding, right? But on the East Coast, I just know this for a fact. I don't care if you worked on the radio. I don't care if you worked, you know, at somewhere where, you know, everybody's like, man, don't go up there playing. Somebody would have been, you know, a crash dummy. Like, man, hold up. I ain't got no money. I don't care about nothing. Hey, man, hold up. But you know, WACK be talking to these niggas and they sit there and just take it. You know, just being real. But these niggas be claiming gang gang. You know, these niggas be claiming gang gang. They like that. They on that. They bout that. You know, but the shit be foo-fafi. I'm just keeping it a buck. The shit be foo-fafi, man. I want y'all to listen to WACK when he calls in here with this tough persona, right? And he targets, you know, somebody that he knows, you know, he can play that game with. Dude crushed WACK in a debate before, in his face, but he called up there talking about, you know, trying to scare him. I'm just saying, a lot of these people in life, they get scared and intimidated by people's words. You know, it's people that do that shit in jail, right? They can't fight a lick, right? Because I don't believe WACK can fight at all. I'm just being real because he run his mouth too much. You know what I mean? Them type of people that, you know, send threats like that, they really can't fight. They just do that shit to keep people off their ass. You know what I'm saying? They do that to keep people off their ass, man. And that's what type of person WACK is. All that tough guy shit is to keep people off his ass. Yeah. So, you know, you get some of them jokers that, oh, they think he, no, he not like that, man. I don't care who you is. Man, somebody would have tested your chin out here. Straight up. And I'm just keeping it a buck. You know, these niggas on the couch, all these niggas on the couch, WACK ain't got no problem with going at. Ain't got no problem with going at. Then tell a nigga, yo, it's content. If you would have did that shit out here, somebody gonna test your damn chin. Somebody gonna test it. Hold up, nigga. This nigga, I don't even like this nigga. These niggas really don't even like WACK, but they scared to confront it. Just being real. 8-Tray, gangster crip, all that shit. Yeah, whoop-de-fucking do. Whoop-de-do. You niggas sit up here, you know, and pop this set shit. And when we see like the boy Hefe nigga, he popped this set shit to the broad. You pop this shit to the broad, you know it can get this and get that, but you ain't got that energy when WACK say, yeah, I got this and I got that, or he better not say nothing. Ain't no grown man telling me what I better not say. But this how he do these bulls. Listen to this shit, man. Smash that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button, man. Shout out to all y'all.
We live right now. I'm sure you know.
Yo, Ricky, I'm going to ask you respectfully because you like my son, right? Y'all both squares. Stop throwing my name like you know me. Everybody know Jalise Almighty, you know. Don't nobody got to steer her to do. She got a disrespectful mouth. She gonna say what she want to say, how she want to say it. Just a week ago, she went at me, nigga. So, Ricky, what is this you talking about?
I didn't say that. I just said that WACK did. I just said it wasn't a play. So I don't know why it's being directed at me when I literally just said it wasn't a play. I said it wasn't a play.
Think everything is content. I'm telling you, bro.
Bro, why is your frustration directed at me when I'm the nigga sitting here saying that it wasn't a play, that she wasn't sent?
Does anybody send Jalise she go where she wants?
I literally, that's what I'm saying, nigga. I'm here. I'm saying that you didn't send her. I'm the person saying it's not a play, bro. I'm the nigga sitting here saying.
Hold up. You can hear it in his voice, right? Just keeping it a buck. You can hear it in his voice that he not like that, right? You can literally hear it in his voice that he's not like that at all, right? And WACK is pushing the line on a nigga. Straight up, WACK is pushing the line on a nigga. You can see how timid he is. You can tell he don't come from the street at all. Nothing street about dude. Nothing.
It wasn't a play.
The only person I knew was going up there.
Hold up. You can tell, you know, dude don't come from the street though. Straight up. You can tell.
Was Flacco, and it was a big laugh to me, right? Because I'm saying, this nigga just put this on his dead homies, and I don't give what he say. He looking like some busted, because he be talking too fast, that when he see him, he gonna slap him. I knew Flacco was going up there, right? Because I want to see if you gonna blow your up or stand on it. You said it. I didn't say it. Nobody else said it. I think you got emotional too fast on that camera and moved and said something you shouldn't say. So I knew Flacco was going. Where this little girl going, I don't know where she going. I did my pod and left. I'm gone. I was gone. They stayed another hour or two doing whatever the they was doing. I got the biggest show on No Jumper. I don't got to send no nigga or no broad to do what I can do myself every Thursday, bro. Can't nobody do what I want to do better than me if it's something I want to do. I'm playing with my name, bro. She went up there. It was fresh on her mind because what is the name? DC Baby Draco had just put it out there. She had just left it. We just read the text messages. I'm going to drop the content tomorrow. It's about 90 minutes.
All right, bet. We gonna peep.
Yeah, but don't tell me I said...
I'm the one that said it wasn't a play. I'm the only sitting here saying it's not a play.
Hey, what?
You, nephew.
What's up, man?
That's what she do, right?
Facts.
Come on, bro.
Why come on, pressing up?
Yeah, bro, like, don't be... and I'm the last... Only time we send a bitch is to fuck you and put you to sleep or open the back door. I don't send a bitch to speak for me. Never.
Bro, watch your Rice Krispies, dog.
It's been right there for 30 minutes.
Ricky, stop playing, bro. Just be Ricky, bro. One thing them niggas kept saying, him and Munchie, everything ain't content. It will flow to the streets. You a good little dude. Stop playing, bro.
Whack, bro. You gotta be listening to the I'm saying. Like, you need to watch the playback, my nigga. I'm the only nigga up here saying that it's not a play, but you coming at me talking about I'm misusing your name when I'm speaking positively about you.
I run into you. All I gotta do is go to the bathroom, and it'll get weird for you.
Man, Whack, let's hard, bro. That's hard, nigga. I don't know why you come.
See, this right here is all an image, right? To portray this gangster image because he's calling in No Jumper, and he sees that this individual, you know, is intimidated by. Even though he's saying stuff back, he's still like trying to shake him up with the BS. And you can just see from his delivery, right? He's targeting because he can hear in dude voice that he don't come from the street. He ain't street. He ain't doing nothing in the street. He sound like a college kid. But Wack is targeting dude, trying to, you know, intimidate him on the internet to portray this image. But we know that Wack isn't even like that, though. You know what I mean? Wack ain't gonna do none of this, go to the bathroom and this homie gonna do this and that. Wack ain't doing none of that shit, man. That shit's all a facade, man. It's all a lie. Wack is gonna send you to jail. It's what people gotta understand. You go at Wack on some gangster shit, you going to jail, man. Straight up. You know what I mean? Ain't gonna be no shootouts. Ain't gonna be none of that shit. You going to jail. Straight up.
At me. Hey, you just mad that I got you in that debate, bro. Just say that you mad and you need to run that back.
I'm not mad. Stop playing with my name.
How was I playing with your name? Put it on camera so everybody can hear you be wrong. How was I playing with your name?
Stop playing with my name, bro.
Put it on camera so we can watch this back. Put it on camera so we can watch this back and you're proven wrong. Give me another W. It's an easy dub.
You can have an opinion about my name.
I'm Jameis Winston up here. Nigga eating dubs. Come on, bro.
I don't know. I'm warning you. Hey, listen. Don't make me feed the sharks, bro. Kick back.
I grew up in Venice, California, bro. I swim with the sharks.
I'll tell you what.
He just dropped a bomb.
That's what you stand on, right?
Oh my Jesus.
What'd he say?
I'll tell you what. Next time I see you,
Man, Wack, watch the episode back, bro. Like, I'm not about to sit here and fake beef with you, my nigga. I said it wasn't a play. Watch the episode, man.
It ain't gotta be about no beef. I'm gonna show you. See, the problem is.
All right, okay, all right. Understood.
I don't think you understand that you're not ready.
Hey, Wack, I'm a pretty respectful dude, bro, but I don't understand why you playing these games, bro. Like, I already said that I said it wasn't a play, bro. Like, what you want me to do? Get on my knees and grovel? Like, that's not the play here. That's not what I'm gonna do. I said what I said. I said it wasn't a play. Jaleese came in here emotional. She popped her lid, and that's what it was. Watch the playback.
Hear me. I'm gonna show you how to.
Okay, all right, bet. Overstood. Got you.
That's how it's gonna work.
Okay,
I'm gonna make sure one of my little homies beat the fuck out of you. This is a fact.
Wack talk too much. Wack ain't on that, man. He just trying to intimidate you, right? Straight up. I'm just keeping it a buck. People like Wack, they get beat up all the time. Straight up. I ain't even gonna lie. People like Wack that do all that wolfing and shit, when they run into, the people that's on that, they nice. They get beat up all the damn time. They not like that, man. Just keeping it a buck. SBGB TV live call-in show. What's happening?
Oh, salute, D's, man. Top of the AM, man. Shotgun upstate New York, my boy. It's been a minute, man.
What's going on with you, Shotgun? What's poppin'?
Hey, be short and brief, man. Let you get back to cooking, man. That's the part I wanted to get on. That nigga didn't back down from Wack. That nigga was calling that nigga, saying basically nigga calling his bluff. Like, he kept saying basically trying to get him to feel threatening. And that's what I feel like I gave the nigga Ricky little respect for, because he said, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? You going to get your goons, you going to get them, then okay, nigga. Like, you know where I'm at. The thing, like you said, the reason why it's a play, Ricky was supposed to be like Flacco. He was supposed to be scared. He's supposed to be scared. And that's how he recruit them to being on his team, like, get a leverage on them. Like, oh, I scared you, or, oh, I got the goons, and to get you scared. But Rick saying, like, my nigga, like if you going to do it, do it. You know what I'm saying? And you see Wack, he got to go deeper. He got to go deeper, and he threat. And his dumb ass just admitted on no jumper that he's going to send a hit out on Ricky. So we know he's them people, man, but we're going to see how this play out. I thought that was not smart. Like, so basically you going to send a hit out. You admitted you going to send a hit out. Man, this guy is like, I don't really get what people don't see from this cat, man. This cat is just a big informant, man. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
You know what I mean? It's funny to me, man, because it's just like he really wanted to say that to Aunt Hefe, so he had to direct it towards Ricky, because he said basically everything from the altercation but he know he can't go at what's the name, Aunt, because Aunt, he's not gonna argue with Wack. He's gonna say, man, pull up, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not, and that's all Wack goal is, to get you to indict yourself and say what you're gonna threaten him back, because he has full immunity. So that's why you're getting in trouble, because you don't have full immunity like he do. So he could say shit like that, like, oh, the homie's gonna beat your ass, or, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna threat you, because he wants you to say back, oh, word, nigga, I'll come up there and shoot you right now, nigga. Now he got you recorded saying that. What are you gonna say, D's? I fear for my life, and your ass gonna be locked up in the Los Angeles County Jail.
Yeah, that's what he do to people. Definitely trick them into saying certain things, and then when they take it there, you see stuff start happening to them.
That's a fact, bro. And I see the game, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, only thing I don't understand is like niggas that, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like I said, I'm gonna let you get back to cooking it. I don't understand niggas in LA, like you said too, man. And it's like, they can get mad all you want, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can say niggas believe in the Deezy. First of all, I don't understand how they hustle beefing, you know what I'm saying, for one. Then for two, like, a nigga really, like, think about it. Me and you talk about right there. A nigga really, like, try to say, oh, me and Deezy can't come to LA, but nothing happened to Wack. Like nothing. Like nothing. This nigga don't get pressed. This nigga don't get nothing. But if nigga really hear this conversation from you and want to come harm us and say, oh, y'all niggas can't come to the West. Like, what? Like, no, nigga, we coming to the West like WACK. Fuck that, nigga. Like, I'm moving like him, nigga. If he don't get touched, nigga, fuck that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm with you on that shit. Like, it's not about, you know, even calling the West Coast out. It's just like, how the fuck you gonna harm me and this nigga never get touched? A nigga that's literally making you niggas go to jail, putting all the whole gang members in jail, and y'all ain't one crash out nigga ain't gonna go down? Like, a nigga shoot me and D's for talking about this, but y'all, he's freely go? Fuck out of here, man. Get back to cooking, man. You already know, man. Salute to you, D's, always, man. Appreciate you for letting me come on, bro.
I appreciate you calling in, bro.
Thank you, Brody.
Yes, sir. Make sure y'all smash that like button if you haven't already done so, man. And subscribe to the channel, man, if you haven't subscribed. Like, it's just crazy, though, you know, that WACK tries to run these same games. You know, he wants to portray or be a gangster, but he's definitely working with the authorities, man. And, you know, people got to understand that, man. You can get your own opportunity without WACK. You know, put your shit together without WACK. But if you align yourself with him, trust me, all you doing is aligning yourself with the police. So when I see these jokers acting like they don't deal with the police, y'all deal with WACK, man. Straight up.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm telling you what's gonna happen. They there for a reason, nigga. They getting bored. So since you want to play and not simply say, WACK, I'm a killer, then we can play.
What do you want me to chill on? Tell me what you want me to chill on. What is the problem?
So next time they forget,
Niggas just don't want me. Niggas just don't want me to say his name. Like, I don't understand, bro. Like, what the bro? Even when a bet. Got you. I understand. I got you. Don't worry about it.
What's going
Don't worry about
on,
it.
man?
I got you. Don't worry about it.
Hey, man, start him out, man.
no, you will be shocked out.
Start him out, man.
I promise you, because you will sue me. But I'm gonna make sure you get
Attorney
shocked
Folo
out.
said start him out, man.
Oh, my God.
Attorney Folo said start him out, man.
Oh.
Start him out, man.
Oh, he hung up.
Oh, yeah, he said
WACK is straight Fufafi, man. Just keeping it a buck. SBGB TV live calling show. What's happening?
Deezy, what's up? It's E, man. How you doing, man? I talked to you the other night.
What's going on with you, bro? What's popping?
What's up, man? Chilling, man. Hey, man, I just want the people to know, and they already know this. I know they do, Deezy. It's easy to do all that woofing when you personally stay out the way. You get what I'm saying? It's almost like dudes that be woofing on the internet. It's easy to woof when you sitting behind the computer, right? But ask yourself this. You don't see WACK on Crenshaw. You don't see WACK on Florence. You don't see WACK in none of these neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I said the other day. Ain't nobody going all the way to no burger. Where WACK hangs at is a heavy white and a heavy police presence. So it's just like you've been saying all this time. You gonna mess around and go to jail fooling with him because he's baiting you. To me, it seemed like he's trying to bait dudes in to crash out. You get what I'm saying? I mean, his whole persona, if you from the street, you should be able to peep game. Okay, Deezy, let me ask you this. What gangsters, now we talking about gangsters, what gangsters do you know go to jail for walking around with a pellet gun? Did the gangsters you know have pellet guns, or did they have them real pipes?
You already know they got the real thing.
Okay, so the fact that you call yourself going to jail for a pellet gun, that goes to show you right there what kind of dude that he was messing with. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's like I said, if dudes want, you know what I'm saying? If they want, I'm on the phone. But if he wanted to get his issue, Deezy, he know where he can go to get his issue from. It's that simple. See, it's easy to whoop. It's easy to whoop when you are in the studio. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to whoop. How much? It's easy to whoop when you behind the camera. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to whoop when nobody knows who you are or where you are. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to whoop when you do that. It's easy. So it ain't no, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no, he ain't hard like that. He is not hard like that. You know what I mean? So don't think, like I said, dudes don't want to get at it.
Yeah, I know he all cap. I know he all cap. You know what I mean? That's why I be telling the people he definitely is all cap though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So to me, it just seems like, you know, these dudes is looking for some kind of internet clout. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they think that he can get their podcast pop. These dudes really don't want to be gangsters. These is just like you said, they really want to be podcasters.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You can't want to be a gangster and you get online. You know, I told you, dude, I'm from the 80s and 90s. We used to try to conceal our crimes. We didn't want people to know what we did. Today, people want you to know what they did. They want to film it so you can see how hard they are. You get what I'm saying? I mean, you know, come on, man, that's not gangster. You playing right into their hands. Like you said, on one hand, WACK will say, hold up, bruh, like loose cannon. Y'all niggas went up there and ran y'all mouth. All he did was kind of lead y'all, and then you ran your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Loose cannon is in jail. Everybody that WACK was messing with is in jail, and they didn't seem to see that play. You get what I'm saying? So that got to kind of be on them after a while, Deezy. You know what I'm saying? The evidence is there. You know what I'm saying? The evidence been there. So if you as a grown man, if you want to be a podcaster, I'm quite sure it's other dudes who you can call to help get you, you know, to help get you on. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look at the whole overall picture, Deezy. Like, let's say if you're a rapper and WACK your manager. Bro, where is he going to book shows for you that ain't nobody going to be trying to get at you and him? You get what I'm saying? Who going to go spend their money on something promoted by WACK? I know I would.
Not at all.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what do you really gain by even fooling with this dude? I know dudes that went to jail behind him and lost everything behind him. But can one person get on the internet and say they gained or came up on anything messing with WACK? Not one person, bro.
At all.
So it's like, dude, come on, man. We grown now. This 2026. If you still feel, see, this is what's killing me with these podcasters. They making us all look bad. They making us seem like LA niggas is just, dude, LA niggas ain't fooling with WACK because WACK ain't nowhere around these dudes. Y'all are seeing stuff on podcasts. Y'all are seeing stuff, they go into a nice air-conditioned studio. These dudes is getting lit. These dudes is getting drunk. Like we saw what happened with Mushy the other day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so that's all I'm saying, Deezy. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no rhyme or reason behind this, bro. These dudes is grown ass men. And I think they just, you know, want to be podcasters and still trying to maintain that gangster persona. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, nah, dude, it don't work that way. It's either one or the other. You got to pick a lane.
I agree.
But don't, you know what I'm saying? But again, that the dudes that's doing that, you see a small handful of dudes, Deezy, is all I'm saying. You see a very small handful of dudes that's trying to go up there to fool with WACK. And them dudes is up there making fools of themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's on them.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, maybe they not used to handling the fame. You get what I'm saying? The internet fame, because like it or not, these dudes is public figures now. You know what I'm saying? We see them on the internet every day. We have them on our phones or computers every day. So y'all are public figures now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just that you making yourself look crazy dealing with this dude here because the evidence is out. We see what he about. To me, that just make you weak, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you got a fool with that dude, then you weak. But I'm just saying, I want the people to know, you know, again, if he was real serious about what he's saying, he know where to come in LA. You get what I'm saying? You can't be in Burbank. You can't be in Beverly Hills. You can't be in Culver City. You can't be in places like that where you are known, where it's known that you will go to jail. You know what I'm saying? That's almost like, Deezy, that's almost like if he say, come to Simi Valley. Dude, black people don't go to Simi Valley. You get what I'm saying? But if your studio and the places you hang is in these kind of places, nobody's doing that, Deezy. He know what he doing. He know what he doing. You know what I'm saying? The people he hanging with know what he doing. That's why he's the studio down here. Deezy, nobody go down here.
Right.
Like I told you the other night, ain't no crime in Burbank like that. Ain't nobody doing none of that. It's certain places out here you not going. So if you set up out there, you safe. You're not gonna go. Everybody know, like say in your neck of the woods, everybody know where to go, where the hitters is at.
Yeah.
When you get to the more suburban areas and stuff like that, not saying that they don't have hitters, but if you whooping what you whooping, you know where you could go. You get what I'm saying? So it's the same thing out here. He know where to avoid. You get what I'm saying? Because he know if he go to the places where they at, it's up. It's probably going up as soon as they see him. So, you can't get to nobody who's making it a point to stay out the way. So at that point, you leave that food alone. But again, the podcast dudes is making everybody look bad because everybody want to be podcasters but still want to maintain gangster. And it's like, but by you trying to maintain gangster on these podcasts, you're making yourself look like a wankster. You're making yourself look like a lame. You know what I'm saying? Right. Dude, go get it out the mud like everybody else do. You don't need that. Like, you don't need that energy when you trying to be successful. You know what I'm saying? It's like, WACK is like one of the people from Sinners. He's going to just suck the energy from you. You know what I'm saying? He's going to suck the life out of you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody he messed with, where's CEO Rick at now? I'm not saying he's not doing good, but after he don't seem like he been the same after he stopped messing with WACK. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just seem like they fell off after they messed with that dude. You know what I'm saying? But again, if you somebody who want to be a podcaster, messing with him is the wrong way to go, bro. I think you'll get more bad publicity. I think you'll have more negativity come your way messing with him because he's not a positive dude. Everything about fade and this and that. Deezy, nobody is fighting out here like that no more. You saw what happened to Big U son, right?
Yeah.
We remember all of this. Ain't nobody out here fighting like that no more. So that's all I'm saying, Deezy. Ain't no, dude ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? He ain't worth it. And to anybody that's out there trying to get in the business, do your own thing, build up your own brand, be successful. I gotta go though, Deezy, because I'm at work. I just wanted to tap in with you and shit, man. I'm gonna stay tapped into your content though.
I appreciate you calling in, bro.
All right, Deezy.
If you haven't already smashed that like button, hit the like button, man. Shout out to all y'all, man. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Yeah, WACK is definitely fufafi. Straight up. Lining these boys up, man. And he's getting them good. You know what I mean? And it's a fact. It's what he's doing. And he's showing people. The crazy thing about it is he's showing these people in their face who he is, and people still falling for it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's showing these people who they are. Like, hold up. Y'all still dealing with him? And I rock with E when he call in. Yeah, E definitely, give his point, but we do gotta be true. If WACK was on the East Coast, somebody would have crashed out. Somebody that ain't got $1 in his pocket, that's broke, that don't care, ain't got nothing to lose, they would have crashed out. It would have been that type of individual. They would have said, man, I don't care about nothing. I ain't got nothing to lose. I don't care. So what? Now the people that got things going on, of course, they not going to do it. But it's a lot of people out there that don't got nothing. They ain't got shit. You know, it's a lot of people across the world that don't got shit. And if you out there banging, like, hold up, and you see this cancer amongst the people doing the same exact thing, like, that shit there is corny. I ain't gonna lie, man. You know, WACK got Big U. You know what I'm saying? He got loose. And niggas still deal with him and don't nobody talk about that. This is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, these dudes, they not even talking about this. Nobody. Like, come on, man. But I'm ready to go over this, paperwork that Big U submitted, right? In the United States District Court for the Central District of California, right? Defendant Eugene Henley Jr.'s submission of letter and declaration regarding conditions of confinement and their impact on his ability to participate in defense preparation. This is the game, though, man. People gotta understand this is the game. When you out there running around them streets and you claiming to be on that and you like that and you gonna put the work in, you gotta be mindful that when they get you, they're not gonna play fair with you. It ain't gonna be a fair process. And you gotta be a crafty individual sometime to get through. And I done told everybody, about my situation, right? And we gonna go over what Big U submitted. I want to read this to y'all. What Big U submitted, because they playing games with Big U, right? They want to make sure Big U don't got a fair chance to fight his case. And they don't even care. This is the predicament you get put in. These are the things that people, don't want to really pay attention to until there's nothing they can do about it. You know what I mean? They put you in these situations and you can't do nothing about it. WACK running around here perping, man. He lining jokers up. You better understand that, man. He lining jokers up, and he lining them up good. He getting jokers real good. And people gotta understand that now. So, when we look at this right here, right? Big U filed this in court, right? With the United States of America. And you see this right here. It tell you the United States of America versus Eugene Henley Jr. Hold up. You ain't got no advantage against these people that, run the game. Straight up. And we gonna get into this, man. Make sure you smash that like button and hit that subscribe button, man. This right here gonna let you know that they playing games with Big U. They don't want to give Big U, his discovery. They playing with his legal mail. They got him confined. They throw you in the hole, in the shoe, and they move you to different units so that you don't have the leverage. They throw your whole balance off. Straight up. It's a dirty game. You know what I mean? Straight up. Let's check it out. All right. So, Dear Honorable Fernando L. Anel Rocha, District Judge, I respectfully submit this letter and enclosed declaration for the court's awareness regarding conditions that have both existed and newly developed during my pretrial detention at MDC Los Angeles, and the ways in which those conditions have affected my ability to review my discovery, communicate with counsel, and meaningfully participate in the preparation of my defense in this case. It is important to me that the court understand that I am not filing a motion and I am not requesting a continuance or additional delay in these proceedings. In fact, absent being granted bond, I will always assert my speedy trial rights. The purpose of this submission is to provide the court with an accurate record of my circumstances, including events that occurred after my original detention hearing, and to explain how those conditions affect my ability to exercise my constitutional rights while my case is pending. Like, they play dirty, man. You know, we all got constitutional rights, but that don't mean that they're gonna abide by them. And this is what people got to understand. The enclosed declaration describes in detail my placement in admission detention, the seizure and non-return of my legal materials and discovery, USB, limitation on discovery access, interruptions in medical accommodations, continuing legal mail issues, the investigation hold on my trust account, and the failure to carry out a prior court order relating to the death of my son while I have been in custody. I have also described the steps I have taken to raise these issues internally and through institutional channels. So we see here, right? They're playing with his legal mail. They're not providing the whole discovery. They took the USB drive, and the judge ordered Big U to be allowed to go see his son without everybody around, and allowed him to have a virtual, viewing of the funeral, right? And the feds denied all that. After the judge ordered this and playing with the legal mail, man, listen. This is what people got to understand when you're running around the streets, that the game is played unfair when they get you. Once they get you, they not playing fair, man. Straight up. They not playing fair. My intentions in submitting this letter is that I am asking the court be aware of these developments and the impact they are having on my ability to participate in my defense, and that the court consider any relief or guidance it finds appropriate. Aside from continuing trial, I reaffirm that I am not asking the court to delay the case. I am trying to move forward and participate meaningfully, but under the conditions prescribed in this declaration, I do not have the realistic ability to do so absent intervention this court deems necessary. If the court believes a hearing, clarification, or further submission from counsel is appropriate, I will, of course, defer in the court's direction. Straight up. Thank you for your time and consideration. Respectfully submitted, Eugene Henley. So, Big U is being handled in this situation. Now, these are the things that people don't pay attention to when you're running around the streets. They get you in these situations and they play unfair. They not playing fair game because it's their game. The hand of one is the hand of all. People got to understand that the prosecutor, judge, and the criminal defense attorney all go to school for the same thing. Straight up. And when you got a public defender now and you locked up, come on now. You think they don't be working together? You think they don't be having those conversations, about what they want to do and who they want to give up and who they want to play? Come on now. And I'm just being real. I already know Big U, did some time, but I don't think Big U has the knowledge of the law. Somebody in the jail, probably, help Big U get this together, or maybe he got his public defender to, submit this. But one thing people got to understand, when you locked up, right, you can't file no motions or anything if you got an attorney. Everything got to go through your lawyer. So, maybe this is why he's saying this, and somebody helped him in the jail get this together, because you can't file no paperwork on your own behalf once you got a lawyer. This is how they do you dirty. All right, Big U says, Declaration of Eugene Henley. Eugene Henley Jr. declares as follows. I am the defendant in the above caption case, and I am currently detained at MDC Los Angeles. I have been in continuous federal pretrial custody since March 2025. I submitted this declaration to advise the court that conditions of my confinement and defense that have occurred while I have detained are materially interfering with my ability to communicate with counsel, review discovery, and meaningfully participate in the preparation of my defense in this complex multi-defendant RICO case. My purpose is to give the court a clear, accurate record of what is actually happening to me in custody and how it affects my right and my ability to defend this case. I also want to make it clear at the outset that I am not asking for a continuance of the trial, and I do not seek additional delay. The problems I described do not arise from a lack of time. This arises from the conditions and restrictions that prevent me from preparing at all, no matter how much time is added. While this letter is directed to the Honorable Fernando L. Anarocha, District Judge, and directly from me, it was simultaneously provided to the U.S. Attorney's Office and the U.S. Marshal Service and MDC. Background. I have now been detained for approximately 9 months as of January 2026. From the beginning, I have wanted to move my case forward. I have not asked the court to slow the case down. I have consistently told my attorneys that I want to see the evidence, understand the discovery, and assist in preparing my defense. This case involves very large volumes of discovery, including historical materials, recordings, and records that span years and involve many people. Much of the discovery is subject to protective orders, which means I can only see it under tightly controlled conditions in the presence of my defense team. People got to understand that WACK did some great work. You hear me? We already know that Monster is telling, the guy that he was allegedly extorting. We already know that Morley is telling the guy that he was allegedly extorting, and that, the studio that he was supposed to be at allegedly with the situation with the little boy. We already know all this, right? Everybody knows this, right? So why would they want to keep the discovery from Big U? Because there's evidence in there that they don't want to show Big U, because they got to provide the evidence of what, led them to get certain things. They got to have that documented. And yes, it's documented, but they don't want to show Big U. And we all got the right to confront our accuser and to see the evidence against us. When they don't want to give you certain things, it's a reason why. Some things they might have done wrong. They might have done illegally, but they don't want to show you it. But these are the things that people don't think about when they in the street, because now it's their game. You got to go by how they want to play. You ain't got no leverage if we being real, straight up. So in a case like this, it is essential that I have regular and reliable access to discovery, that I am allowed to keep and review my legal papers, and that I can communicate with my lawyers in a focused way over time. Instead, the opposite has happened. Murder of my son and failure to follow court order. As this court is aware, while I have been detained in this case, my son was murdered. Losing my child while I'm in custody has been among the most challenging experiences of my life. They don't care. In connection with my son passing, the court issued an order related to my ability to have contact or participation. Despite that order, I was not permitted the contact or participation that the court intended. The order was not followed. They don't care. I was not able to be present for my son in the way the court had authorized and made an exception for after his death. I was not allowed private viewing, even though there was a court order for this. Of course, I will never have that opportunity again. They don't care. Straight up. This has caused my family extreme grief and distress. It also affects how I experience my detention. I am trying to process the death of my child, while at the same time being asked to assist in a complex RICO defense with almost no access to the materials or pretend discovery. They don't care. The failure of the following the court order about my son's death has also affected my confidence that any institutional promise and or any future accommodations will actually be carried out with or without a court order. When a court order concerns a matter of serious as the death of a person's child is not honored, it is very hard for me to trust the less formal assurance about discovery or access will be respected. I continue to grieve my son. The combination of that loss, the unfulfilled court order, and the conditions described below directly affects my case. See, people got to understand. They don't care. They don't care at all. Not one bit. They do not care at all. Straight up. Big U wasn't thinking about these things when he was on the street. Straight up. You know, they don't care. It's their game. When they get you in their system, they don't care. Yeah, they're supposed to abide by rules. The judge made an order that he was supposed to be able to view the son by himself directly and see the trial version. They don't care. It's a RICO. Man, think about this, man. These are other human beings. They don't care. They run in the system that they run their way. Straight up. You think that you got a fair opportunity. You know, niggas want to run around these streets playing a dirty game, thinking that the streets love them, thinking that they homies love them, thinking that is love when there is no love at all. Nobody cares when you in this situation. Your family, yeah. But the people that are running the process, they don't care about what you saying. Straight up. They don't care. You know? Now they playing dirty with him. Straight up. You know, Big U wanted to get his discovery so he can see everybody that's telling and involved with the case. He wanted to see everything. They're going to keep it from him. We all know WACK100. Straight up. Lined the man up. Made sure Loose Cannon told the details. He made sure that Loose Cannon got out there and told the details, man. Loose Cannon was a major part to get Big U. Major. Wack was a key player. You know, these things are documented inside the paperwork. They're documented. You know, they had to document all that shit. Wack and Loose Cannon done told Wack so much information from him being around Big U. You know, Wack made sure he went on there and told the majority. There's things that Loose Cannon told Wack that isn't out there, that Wack knows that he relayed to the feds. Loose Cannon was a blabbermouth, man. I'm just being real. Loose Cannon was a blabbermouth. He wanted to brag about these criminal activities online to Wack. He wanted recognition for being a gangster. This is what happens when you want recognition for being a gangster. I'm just being real. This is why I tell y'all everything with Wack is fufafi. Because when you want validation for being a gangster and you go to the public with it, you just telling the feds. You see WACK talking all this goofy stuff on the internet. He's only talking to the feds, for the feds. Come on, man. This is what he doing for the government. Dude is working hard, straight up. He working hard, man. Got that bull, in the pickle, man. But I call it out. And you see, they can't get Deezy to fall in no trap. They can see that I'm a smart individual. I'm telling you, these people that see me talking about WACK knows I'm not one of them. You're not going to get me like you get these other jokers. You're not going to run that game on me. That shit that you doing, that shit don't work on me. I know what it is. I know you Fufafi. Straight up. Legal mail problems and access to case documents. During my time at MDC Los Angeles, there have been ongoing problems with my legal mail. Based on what my attorneys of record have told me, I understand that approximately 25 pieces of legal correspondence were extremely delayed or never reached me at all. I am informed by my attorneys that some of the mailings were even sent with tracking. So his attorneys is sending in the mail and they grabbing it, confiscate. Man, it's a dirty game, but it's their system now. These are the things people don't understand when they run in the street. That's why I say, man, give it up. On multiple occasions, legal mail has arrived to me already open. So, of course, not open in my presence. On other occasions, I have been told mail was sent, but I never received it. These problems have involved important materials such as my indictment and other case documents or legal notes. I believe between 1 and 3 legal professionals can and would declare to the same. See, and people got to understand, right? This the game they playing. When your legal mail come and you locked up, they supposed to allow you to open it up and show them that your attorneys ain't sending you nothing illegal. You supposed to have the sole possession of it. They not supposed to take it from you. But in these situations right here, you playing with the United States of America. It's you versus the United States. When they want to play dirty, they going to play dirty. And they don't care. They going to play dirt. It's not fair when you get in this situation. It's not fair at all. I want people to understand that, man. You think it's fair, but it's not fair. They are going to play the game how they want to play it. They give you what they want to give you. Yeah, you supposed to have it. Yeah, it's your right, your due process, but they don't care about your due process when they got you in there. It's millions of people locked up, man. Come on, man. Man, they don't care. And they running the ship how they want. This is why, all that gangster shit these niggas is out here portraying, nobody wants to deal with this part of it. When, in all actuality, this is a part of the game. This is a part of it. But don't nobody want to deal with this shit. Don't nobody want to be handled like this. But everybody want to be out there playing the game. Straight up. For a long period of time, I did not have a complete copy of my indictment, even though my counsel tried repeatedly to send it. I did not actually obtain a copy of my indictment until December 2025. Woo! Woo! You hear that? Wow. Straight up. Crazy. It's crazy. Appreciate that membership. D Twins, WACK been working, and no 60-member slide. Lining these jokers up. Big U just got his indictment December 2025. Been locked up since March. It's going on a year. Wow. On January 1st, 2026, when I suddenly and abruptly moved to the special housing unit with zero knowledge as to a reason why I lost access to my indictment and other legal papers. Wow. Wow. So he just got his indictment in December and they moved him January 1st and they confiscated it? Man, you can't tell me they ain't playing dirty. You can't tell me they ain't playing dirty, man. At an earlier detention proceeding, the government referred to a recorded calls and to issues related to legal mail, although they are allegedly a completely different entity than MDC, that caused me to be concerned that communications connected to legal matters might have been accessed or shared in ways I did not understand. As a result, I have become hesitant about freely discussing case strategies over the phone. I have submitted numerous cop-out emails and formal grievances about my missing and mishandled legal mail, and I have raised these issues verbally with staff, including at a highest level. The general response has been that there is no problem, with the notable exception of Officer Rena and Delgado on an email actually acknowledging that one item of legal mail was open outside of my presence. Woo! Seizure of USB and legal work product. On January 1st, 2026, I believe staff conducted a search of my cell and my property. During that search, they took my USB drive that contained discovery materials provided by my attorneys, as well as my handwritten legal notes, drafted research, and other defense work product. They playing dirty with Big U, man. Straight up. They playing dirty with Big U. They playing dirty. Yeah. They letting Big U know that this ain't no fair fight. They're letting him know that this ain't no fair fight. This how we playing. Nigga, we gonna take it and do what we want. Who you gonna call? Who gonna do what? Nigga, you in our world. All that on 6-0 in the neighborhood don't mean nothing when they get you in their world. I don't understand why people out there in the streets don't understand that at this point. After we see this happen to multiple people, that this how they handle you, they don't understand that? Ain't no more 6-0 this. It's we gonna do what we want with you because we own you. You are our property. You're property of the United States of America now. We gonna do what we want with you. We don't care what nobody say. It's a dirty game. To my knowledge, the USB and those legal materials were not inventoried. When I asked about them, staff had not acknowledged that they existed or that they were taken. They playing dirty now. Although my attorneys still possess copies of the discovery in their own files, the seized handwritten materials reflected my thought process, questions, observations developed over prior meetings Without those personal defense notes, I cannot meaningfully build upon earlier discussions or recall what issues I had already arisen or identified. Having counsel retain their own copies is not a substitute for my ability to retain and reference my own defense work product while assisting in preparation. Do you hear this? Hold up. They took all his notes from all the visits that he didn't have with his attorneys. They took all the legal stuff that he did have and said, sit there and think about it. And then what they do is they see what angle you want to come at, and all they do is make sure that they corner that. So whatever angle Big U was trying to go at and say how he was going to defend himself, they're currently finding ways to go at that. It's not a fair game, man. It's what people got to understand. Straight up. The papers that were removed were clearly labeled as legal mail and attorney work product. They contained my own notes about what my lawyers had explained to me, thoughts about the evidence, and questions I had written down to discuss with the counsel. They took all that. On January 2nd, 2026, I telephonically notified my attorney, Peter Johnson, about my shoe conditions relating to legal documents as well as health topics. I also let him know I would be submitting a letter directly to you about various topics to which he did not object. The USB contained approximately 500 non-protected discovery files provided to me from my attorney. However, almost all of the most important discovery in this case is under a protective order. That protected material can only be reviewed when my defense team is physically present. Woo! That's how they playing. That's why WACK run around here. He don't care because he know Big U ain't gonna get the information. He know Big U ain't gonna never get it. He know this is the game they playing. Big U ain't gonna never get the information. The seizure and non-return of my USB and legal items, including handwritten legal work, has cut off my ability to continue any of the prior work I had done to understand my case. I cannot go back to my notes, cannot track what we have already discussed, and cannot build on earlier sessions. In practical terms, I am forced to start over with almost nothing in my hand. Shoe placement and investigative status. Also, on January 1st, 2026, I was moved to a special housing unit at MDC Los Angeles. I was told this was administrative detention and that the stated reasons was not classified. I did not receive any incident report, disciplinary write-up, or hearing related to this move. To my knowledge, there was no finding that I committed a disciplinary infraction that required shoe placement. We want to break you. This is how they do the buck breaking. Since being in the shoe, my ability to meet and consult with counsel becomes much more limited. At this district is well aware, due to several attorney filing motions about this, legal visits require additional escorting and approval and have non-reported or advertised additional time constraints. There are therefore more delays and more uncertainty about when and how visits can occur. My access to legal materials in my cell is also more restricted. The combination of the suit placement investigation status and the removal of my USB and notes have made it extremely difficult for me to, in the future, have normal attorney-client meetings or to review materials in a continuous, organized way going forward. Contrary, what I anticipate to be characterized as a challenge, I am describing the practical effects of this placement on my ability to participate in my defense, including restricted attorney access, loss of materials, and interruption of previous authorized accommodations. Regardless of this institution's reasons for placement, the resulting restriction materially affect my ability to prepare my case. Medical, chrono, and loss of CPAP and other accommodations. Before coming into federal custody, I was prescribed a CPAP machine for sleep apnea. MDC medical staff issued a Bureau of Prisons medical chrono authorizing use of the CPAP machine, a knee brace, and a 2-mattress accommodation. I also wear prescription glasses. Hey, listen. See, Big U doesn't understand that they don't care. You know, when people out here acting a fool, they don't understand that these people don't care about your health. They don't care about your needs. They don't care about what you want. They care about processing this case and getting the conviction. This is all they care about, man. This is all they care about is a conviction. You know, all your other health issues and what you got going on don't concern them. What is concerning to them is a conviction. We got the conviction. This is our job. Our job is not to make you comfortable. Our job is not to accommodate you. It's to put you in the system and lock you away. When are people going to understand that that is how they're thinking? Come on, man. Pay attention, man. It's a dirty game. You know, Big U thought, I guess he thought he was going to be able to slide through. They can't mess with me. They can't do nothing with me. Shit, they got a place for you now. Understanding that. Crazy. After I was moved to the SHU on January 1st, 2026, my CPAP machine and plug were taken. I was allowed to use the CPAP briefly, but then it was taken away again. Since that time, I have repeatedly requested that it be returned and have explained that I am worried about serious health consequences if I go without it. But frankly, death can occur for those who require breathing machines when they sleep if they do not have one. Therefore, since being in the SHU without it, I simply cannot allow myself to fall asleep whatsoever. My additional mattress accommodation due to back and shoulder injuries and my eyeglasses have also not been provided in SHU. My knee brace was returned after a short period, but the lack of sleep support and proper bedding have made my physical discomfort worse. Without the CPAP and the full set accommodations, I have trouble focusing, and I feel physically worn down as can be anticipated. That makes it much harder for me to concentrate during future legal visits or to review the material I do receive. Do you think they care? Do you think they care that Big U is feeling any pain or discomfort? Not one bit. They don't care that Big U is feeling a pain or discomfort, that, his back and shoulder hurting and his knee hurting and his breathing, and they don't care about that. They care about the conviction. These are the things people don't think about when they out there running the street. They don't think about this now. You hear me? They ain't concerned about this now when they out there running the street, man. A $2,500 investigation hold has been placed on my inmate trust account. So now they done froze the paper. Whoa, they done froze the money. I was not given an explanation for why this hold was placed or what event or investigation triggered it. So now they don't even want to let Big U go to commissary. They done froze the money. Nah, you ain't doing nothing. We ain't accommodating your pain, what you're going through, your sleep. We don't want you to have no commissary food, no nothing. This is what they doing now. Such a hold is a hinder to a person's ability to purchase commissary items such as food, hygiene items, and with the ability to use a computer system such as core links that I also rely on to coordinate regarding my defense when I was not in the shoe. They don't want you to have no commissary, no nothing. They want you to feel this. They not playing fair, man. Big U ain't understand this while he was on the street. Attempt to resolve these issues internally. I have tried to address these problems through the channels that are available to me. I have submitted multiple cop-outs. I have filed a BP8 informal resolution and a BP9 grievance. I have sent a grievance to the regional director. I have even contacted the Postal Service about the mishandling of my mail. For some examples, I have raised these issues verbally many times with staffs in my unit, with the supervisors, including at the warden level. The general response has been to say that there is no issue or to not take any corrective actions. As of the time of this declaration, the USB and legal papers have not been returned. My discovery access remains extremely limited. My mail problems continue, and my medical accommodations are still not provided. Access and prejudice to defense preparation. This is not a complaint about comfort, inconvenience, or general detention conditions. The conditions described are directly tied to my ability to see evidence, understand the government's allegations, and communicate with counsel in a continuous and organized way. In all other words, these conditions affect the core constitutional rights to participate in my own defense rather day-to-day living conditions. Because my USB and notes were taken, and because I am in SHU and under investigative status, I do not have ongoing access to discovery that would allow me to understand the government's evidence or assist counsel in developing strategy. The problem is not that there has been too little time on the calendar. The problem is that under these facts, conditions, and restrictions, there is no realistic way for me to prepare no matter how long the case is continued. Defense resources. I do not claim that my attorneys have acted in bad faith in any way. However, as a detained defendant in a very large RICO case, and based on these circumstances and the restrictions described in this declaration, I respectfully submit that my current defense resources are not realistically sufficient to allow me to meaningfully participate in my defense or to adequately assist counsel within the practical limits created by my detention conditions and limited discovery access. According whether or not the trial is continued over my objection, I respectfully ask that the court consider authorizing the appointment of additional CJA resources, including 2 additional attorneys, 3 additional investigators, and a cell phone tower and communication data expert, so that My defense team has the capacity to review the discovery, identify and interview potential witnesses, and prepare the case in a manner consistent with its scale and complexity. So he wants more attorneys. He wants, to be able to, have cell phone information and towers, data experts. And I don't think they're going to accommodate him on extra attorneys. Nah. Now you got this one attorney. We give you the right to counsel, and that's it. That's all we doing. We ain't doing all that. This how they handle you now. People got to understand this, man. This is something that, people should highlight. Share this live. This is something that people should highlight, because everybody that talk like they on that and they about this life, this is the process. But don't nobody want to pay attention to this part of the process. This is what happens. They get you in a situation and they do what they want with you. And don't nobody care about how you feel. You got your family that care. They might be writing and calling, but they gonna talk nice to them on the phone and mislead them. This is what they do. People don't pay attention to this, man. This is what they do. Straight up. This request is not made for the purpose or delay, and if it would result in a delay, I revoke the request. I continue to assert my right to a speedy trial. I make this request because under the conditions described, meaningful preparation cannot occur without increased defense resources regarding whether the trial date is continued or remain as set. Remedy and opposition to continuance. I want the court to know that I am not asking for a continuance. I am not asking the court to delay the case so that I can have more time. I do not want the delay. I have obviously made clear I want a speedy trial on many occasions, and that has never nor will ever change. Absent the opportunity to be granted bond, so I may meaningfully participate in my defense confined to my home and without restrictions listed. The conditions I have described are not the kind of problems that can be fixed by moving the trial date. They arise from the seizure and non-return of my legal materials, from shoe placement and investigative status, from mail and communication barriers, now from the loss of my medical necessary equipment, and from the failure to follow even a court order related to my son's death. If the trial date is pushed back, but nothing changes about these conditions, I will still not be able to see the discovery. I will still not have my notes and materials. I will still be under unreasonably restrictive conditions, and I will still not be able to participate in preparing my defense. What I want to tell people, right? When you dealing with people out in the streets, right, and they cooperate against you, right, and they're a confidential informant, like WACK, right? When there's people that are confidential informants, straight up 137 informants, they play these discovery games with you, straight up. And it's crazy that it says in the law that they don't got to provide you the discovery directly to you if they're trying to protect informants. Straight up. That's what's wild. So they want to protect their informants. WACK is running around here doing what he do, right? Niggas still gravitate to him. They still rock with him, right? But of course, they're trying to protect individuals, right? And we all know what happened Loose Cannon corroborated the story through WACK. He told WACK all the information. They got the information from Loose Cannon and WACK. They got information from the sources that they had taking the money to Big U, and he was taking the extortion payments. It's a lot of evidence that they have that they want to play games with Big U and not giving the evidence. Straight up. The game is dirty, man. And, this is what people do not prepare for. They don't prepare for this, man. When you got to understand, this is a part of the game. We don't think about this when we out in the street. This is a part of the game. It's so many people going through this same thing. We only know about this because it's Big U. And we talking about it. Straight up. We only know about this because it's Big U. But there's plenty of people going through this. That they keeping the paperwork. They taking your legal mail. They forcing you to do this and do that. They don't care. Man, life ain't fair on no level. You're not free in the world. And when you get in these situations, you're really under the custody of them. You at the leisure of how they want to handle you. Straight up. Additional delay would increase the prejudice I am already suffering. It would prolong my detention under conditions that prevents meaningful discovery review, that limit communication with counsel, and that have already resulted in failure to follow a court order in connection with the death of my child. These conditions did not exist at the time of my original or subsequent detention hearing. The shoe placement, investigative status, seizure of my legal materials, and the USB on January 1st, 2026, the continued legal mail issues, the restriction of my trust account, the interruption of my medical chrono, and the way the court order concerning my son's death was handled are all developments that occurred after the hearing. They are materially changed circumstances that directly affect my ability to prepare for my defense and my experience of detention. I also understand that the court has the authority to reconsider detention or modify condition of custody when material new information comes to light that did not exist or was not available or brought up at the time of a prior detention hearing. The fact described in this declaration arose and have had a direct effect on my ability to review the discovery, communicate with counsel, and participate in my defense. I respectfully submit these developments for the court's awareness, and I understand that the court may, if I believe appropriate, reopen or review my detention status on its own motion. I respectfully request that the court be aware that I no longer have access to my prescription reading glasses and that I therefore require larger print materials to meaningfully review case documents. In particular, I understand that the government produced an update and complete discovery index with descriptors on August 13, 2025, as referenced in the docket number 737, page 10, line 17 through 18. If the court finds it appropriate, I would welcome clarification regarding whether I have received and retained a complete copy of specific index in 14 or 16 point font prior to the leaving the courtroom or courthouse on or about the next scheduled hearing date of January 6, 2026, and that it may not be confiscated by custodial staff as if legal material directly related to my case, I am not requesting production of discovery materials themselves. I am requesting only the discovery index with descriptors which I understand is not subject to the protective order. If I do not receive it in font of you or have relied on mail or attorney Dropbox at MDC as fully detailed, I will not receive it. I have told attorneys about everything within this letter to you prior to submitting this letter. I respectfully advise the court that my current shoe commissary options are incompatible with my religious and restrictive diet, as the shoe commissary list provides only 2 consumable items. The general commissary list contains a significantly bordered range of basic food options. I ask that the court be aware of these circumstances, and if the court believes it is appropriate, I would welcome a recommendation that I be permitted to purchase food items such as noodles, soup, cereal, and beans from the general commissary list while I am in shoe. I further advise the court that in the shoe, it is my understanding that one call is permitted monthly. And in my first attempt to call my family since being here today, it stated that I have no more minutes to use, and I could not do so. I have asked the shoe staff multiple times to call my attorneys, and the request has not been honored. I have submitted a cop-out regarding being taken to the shoe without due process or even an understanding as to why. I respectfully inform the court that since my transfer to shoe, my CPAP access has been inconsistent, even though I rely on it whenever I sleep, and previously I had continuous access pursuant to medical authorization. I ask the court to be aware of extreme medical risks associated with current limitations. If the court finds it appropriate, I would welcome clarification or direction to MDC to ensure that the CPAP access is restored and that compliance can be documented to ensure the accommodations is implemented. I inform the court that I have asked no less than 5 times that attorneys be added so I may call them without using my allotted minutes, as is customary at MDC, and this request has been repeatedly denied. My family has repeatedly called due to concerns since January 1st, 2026, and been told that they can't speak to the warden, nor will any information be provided to them about my status. 4 people can declare the same. I also informed the court that my mattress accommodations has not been consistently provided since my placement in the shoe. They result in pain and sleep disruption, further affect my concentration and ability to participate in my defense. I respectfully submit this for the court's awareness, and if the court believes appropriate, I would welcome clarification or direction to MDC to ensure the accommodations implemented and documented. Given the cumulative impact of these conditions on my ability to prepare and participate in my defense, I respectfully ask the court to be aware that these circumstances may warrant development of a more formal record regarding access and confinement conditions. Should the court determine that further inquiry is appropriate, I respectfully inform the court that my legal material and handwritten defense notes were seized and have not been returned to me. I do not know their present status, such as whether they are already disposed of or copied for the government to preview my defense. I submit this fact for the court awareness and would welcome any clarification and direction to the court believes appropriate regarding their status of return. Finally, I respectfully state that I do not wish to waive my physical presence at hearing, particularly any hearing that may involve continuance or my trial date or matters affecting my ability to participate in my defense. To the extent a prior electronic waiver appeared on docket, I clarify that it does not reflect my present intent. I am not seeking delay. I am asking for the opportunity to defend myself fairly. I declare under penalty of perjury under the law of the United States of America that the foregoing is true and correct to the best of my knowledge, because this declaration was prepared at my complete direction and then submitted at my specific request via U.S. mail and also email to avoid delay under the time constraints of the next hearing. I respectfully reserve to the right to supplement or clarify these statements as needed. Executed January 4th, 2026, Los Angeles, California. Eugene Henley Jr. Hey, listen, man. They not playing no games, man. This is what people got to understand. They don't care about nothing you talking about, man. Yeah, we do got rights. Yes, we supposed to have due process rights. But when they get you in their custody, they don't care how they treat you, man. They don't care about none of that. They handling Big U. Son done passed away. 6 O's ain't riding for you. Your team ain't with you. WACK100 lining shit up. Oh, police ass nigga. Hey, listen, man. You ain't gonna win out there, man. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win. Wack is acting like he's a gangster. Straight up. He's acting. They got Lil Durk in a pickle as well. Got him in confinement. Since he got on the phone with Loose Cannon and talked to academics, everything has went down for Lil Durk. Everything. This is the game that they playing. Durk got on the phone, talked to Act with Loose Cannon, messed everything up. Man, people do not care about you, man. People don't care about you. Loose Cannon don't care that he messed up Durk's case, that he got Durk going through it. Durk in there playing, and you know they got COs that'll bring you stuff and then tell on you. Big U ain't even, do nothing as he say. They taking his legal mail. They don't care if he get his legal mail or not. They don't care about that shit. Hey, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, so what? Hey, you be all right. It's what it is. Listen, man, leave a comment, down below. Let me know how you feel about the situation of them treating Big U the way they treat him. Does the streets hold the value that people think they hold when this is the outcome? Hey, listen, man, we left in the chat, and I want y'all to check that out in the chat, right? I want y'all to check that out in the chat and let me know. Do you think Big U is going to beat the case? Do you think Little Durk is going to beat the case? Or neither of them? Do you think they're going to beat this case? Because they playing dirty. I'm just being real. They playing dirty out there. And they don't care about playing dirty. I'm just keeping it a buck. They don't care about playing dirty. Not one bit. Just keeping it a buck. They don't care about that. Straight up. We got 122 people that voted, right? 15% think Big U gonna beat the case. 24% think Lil Durk gonna beat the case. 61% think neither. I'm just a keep it real type of person, right? And, you know, I don't know what the outcome gonna be, you know. But when they be talking about those homicides in them cases and they get to playing dirty, I don't think they're gonna beat the case. No, I hope that something come out good that they can be able to, you know, maybe get a plea and, you know, something good come out for them. But the way they playing, they trying to stick it to them. Straight up. The way they playing, they trying to stick it to them, man. They pushed Durk's case back, right? Durk case got pushed back to April. They said his case is pushed back to either April 21st or April 28th. That's his trial date. It's going to be the 21st or the 28th of April. So they done pushed the bull case back. They not playing, man. They not playing, man. I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it a buck. They not playing. Straight up. Appreciate that, JR gets bread. Appreciate that, bro. You know, yeah. We ready to start getting to it, man. We ready to get back to it. Facts. Yeah. When I listened to this shit and I was reading it, I said, man, they in trouble. Durk in trouble. Big U in trouble. I hope the brothers, you know, fight their case and get a second chance and hopefully they learn. But the way that these people be playing, man, they playing dirty. Straight up. My email is sbgbtv@gmail.com. You can email sbgbtv@gmail.com. Straight up. Yeah, Durk's co-defendants might have wanted to push the trial back, right? But Durk wanted to separate the case. Durk wanted to have his trial separate from the co-defendants. The judge denied that. So they all got to go to trial together. They all got to go to trial together. You know what I mean? So we gonna see how this shit go, man. But this is the game. You know, I'm glad that I was able to be delivered and elevated, man. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm glad that I was able to, you know, elevate and that I was delivered from the streets. These people get so knee deep in the streets and they always play themselves. Straight up. Always do. Appreciate that stupid sticker, Big E. These people get out there and play with the streets and play themselves every single time. It's impossible for you to win in the street, man. You got people like WACK lining jokers up. You know? Now, I don't got Zelle yet. I just got the Cash App. You know, I got to set a Zelle up. You know, and I'm going to set one of them up this week. Matter of fact, I'm going to set one up this week. Yeah. Straight up. Now you learn it's a different game, deception between the state and the feds and their collaborations are diabolical. Yeah. It's dirty, man. It's dirty. People got to understand that. It's dirty. You know, they not playing fair with Durk or Big U. They high profile cases. They high profile cases, man. They don't play fair with these high profile cases, man. Just keeping it a buck. Straight up. You know, and I appreciate all of y'all that be rocking with SBGB TV. You know, yeah. So, you know, I'm on here keeping it a buck. I don't want nothing to do with the streets. I don't want no street niggas around me. I don't want none of that shit. Let them niggas that run around out here and got a whole bunch of street niggas around them trying to set presence, they gonna eventually go to jail. This what happens. You can't play 1 foot in and 1 foot out, man. Don't work that way, man. No, niggas is learning the hard way, man. Wack out here still acting like he a gangster. That's because he's sending people to jail. Wack is out here acting as if he's a gangster because he's sending people to jail, man. That shit don't work like that, man. You know, I wish people would wake up. Straight up. I wish people would wake up, man. But if they don't, I'm going to continue to, you know, talk. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, I've been taking, you know, some time to do some thinking and stuff. But I'm going to keep it real. And I'm going hard in the paint. Non-stop. You know what I mean? I'm about to turn it back up. You know, we're going to go back live in a few. Yeah. I'm doing 3 lives today. Straight up. Yeah. I'm doing 3 lives. I'm going to go get me something to eat. You know, I was going to go live late night, but I was too tired. I ain't even gonna lie. I was too tired, man. I was too tired. I had to go to sleep. You know, straight up. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm coming down with something. My throat feel a little itchy. So I drank some tea this morning. So hopefully it don't hit me hard. But if y'all see I start sneezing or something soon, y'all know I done came down with something. Because I can feel my throat itchy and I don't like it. But I'm going to keep trying to drink some tea and take something and try to catch it before it go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a dirty game, man. Make sure y'all smash the like button if you haven't already done so. Greatly appreciate that. You know, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. You know, all that good stuff, man. You know, subscribe, hit the like button, and share this live. Straight up. Share this live. Yeah. Man, and I appreciate y'all, man. And I'll see y'all in a little bit. You know, I'm going to go ahead and get me something to eat. And I'm coming back for a couple hours. We're going live 3 times a day. Straight up. Yeah. Going live. About to turn it back up with the lives. And, you know, I gotta start doing like these lives back at 2-3 hours. I can't do them long lives because then it make me don't want to go live. And then I'll be like, So I gotta shorten these lives up so I can be coming back on here more. Yeah. But shout out to all y'all. If you're a member of the channel, put a 1 in the chat so we can shout you out. You know, I appreciate y'all. Hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff, man. Smash that. You ain't smashed the like button. Don't be a hater, man. Hit the like button. Facts. Big U got out here and he played with WACK. You know, he played with WACK. You know, it's some jokers, you know, that if you gonna go there, you got to go there with them. If you gonna go there with him, you got to go there with him. Big U, he half-assed it, and it turned on him. Yeah. WACK laughing at him, because Big U half-assed. If you on that, you got to be on that, man. You know, he half-assed him, and WACK bit him. And he bit him hard. And I'm just being real, you know? I mean, I know Big U had people intimidated out there, but he half-assed it. WACK gonna send you to jail. He ain't gonna play that street game with you. He gonna send you to jail. WACK is them people, man. Y'all better understand that one. That's a fact. He working. Ike turn is Leonard, D Twins, Blue Chicken, Miss M, Kid Kia. Man, I appreciate y'all, man. Hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button, man. Shout out to all y'all, man. It's your boy Deezy, man. And y'all know we rocking. We going hard in the paint, non-stop. JR Gets Bread was popping. I appreciate y'all, man. We locked in. No cap. Non-stop. I see y'all in a little bit, man. Yeah. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy Deezy. Stay locked in. Go check out the merch, sbgbtv.com. If you want us to promote anything for you, email me, sbgbtv@gmail.com. I appreciate all y'all that support the channel, that watch the channel. Hit the like button, all that, man. I see y'all in a few, man. Y'all know what it is. It's not about the setback. It's about the get back. Nah.